Indiana Fever began when Caitlin Clark was drafted here. All the champs twice in 3 games, which mimics
season in every way measurable, including the Fever's production on the court. They've won more games this year than they did the previous 2 seasons combined. They're playoff bound, but where will they be? Where will Las Vegas be? Here, Jackie Young knocks down the opening shot here of the 3rd quarter. The Aces are trying to lock up home court advantage. Indiana trying to put the finishing touches on the 6th seed as Smith's pass is deflected and stolen there by Kia Stokes. Young leaves it back. Gray thought about the 3. Post entry to Wilson, who faces, fires, and leaves it shorts. And the Fever get reset offensively. Back-to-back first halves against the Aces where they scored just 35 points. Indiana averaging 42 per half here on the season. Clark rims out a 3. She had her first scoreless first half of the year. 0 of 6 now. Spinning her way into traffic. Gray left open and buries a 3. And a quick timeout by Christy Sides as the Aces have opened up with the first 5 of the 3rd quarter.
More points in the 2nd half already, so they have the ability to come back. But being able to stay mentally strong, take 1 possession at a time, and that's a great start there by Aaliyah Boston. Maybe see if you can get her going, get that energy back going, get the momentum back going, and see if they can get things turned around before it gets too ugly.
On Sunday, the Fever overcame a 16-point deficit here against Atlanta. Come from behind win in overtime. It's a completely different story trying to do it against Las Vegas. The 4 Olympic gold medalists and the 2-time defending WNBA champs. Clark bouncing. Boston gets the roll.
Nice 2 in a row there. I know she's feeling that confidence. But you've seen it time and time again. That Clark to Boston effect right there, right below the free throw line is exactly where they thrive.
Fever a little 4-0 burst here out of the timeout. They pulled back within 9. It's single digits. Young sidesteps hole. Leaves the 3-ball away. Shorts. Boston had a little trouble offensively.
Great job by Boston, but here we go. Caitlin Clark getting her first bucket. Sometimes as shooters, you only need to see one go through. Yeah, it wasn't a shot, but it was a good job, good downhill. See if you can wake something up inside of you to really get that confidence back as well.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what Clark needed to get going. Oh, Chelsea Gray, showtime, and Young with the and 1. One for the all-time highlight reels from point guard.
Man, if you haven't been able to, what a great way. And I know she's probably practiced it, but just seeing it, she also celebrated as if she was the one to score those points.
We've got 2 of the best passers in the world here on the floor today. Chelsea Gray, 5 assists, none prettier than that. Clark has 7. Indiana trying to get her going offensively. That's a foul on Jackie Young. Clark was trying to free herself. Clark does have the 3 fouls. She picked up her 3rd. So has a technical here. She cannot afford to get another one the rest of the regular season. Mitchell off the screen, the bounce from Clark. Plum nearly picked her pocket and just got a bit of Mitchell while doing it. That was nearly really nifty.
Yeah, it was. To go behind the back and go the same direction. With a great scout there by Kelsey Plum, but she just got away with it. That was beautiful basketball.
Clark on the drive, muscling her way inside. Dangerous pass, and it's knocked away and stolen. Gray, fire ahead. Plum gets underneath it, too far under. Fire inside. Stokes couldn't handle it. Maybe got away with a travel, but then turns it over. It's the Aces' 6th turnover here tonight. They've taken good care of the ball. Clark inside. Smith off the shoe tops, fires it up there over Wilson, who defended that one well. Chaotic out here right now. Both coaches wanting foul calls.
That's a little unorthodox. This is where your veteran leadership really comes in. Really trying to settle everybody down. See if you can make a good play.
And traveling is called on Gray. The Fever are trying so hard right now to pick up the pace, to start to get this offense engaged. Just 6 points here in the 3rd after a 35-point quarter. Trying to push through and get their offense to the level where it's been most of the season here. Clark launches. He thought she had it.
No, those are shots that she normally takes, normally makes. And seeing the frustration on her face really says it all. But let's see if she can turn things around. See, yes, shots aren't falling. What else do you have in your bag that you can lead your team with? She has plenty.
Oh, Plum with the reverse in the high banker. Plum's had a good night here tonight. 12 points. She and Jackie Young leading the way out of that backcourt. Clark, Boston screen, fire away, hits a three.
Just missed one, come right back down with a pretty heat check. Maybe again, that's that one, maybe to see her going. Her teammates are fired up. You want to be able to see her play well and see if you can get this going.
Beaver needing stops on this end, and Gray is wide open and answers with a three of her own.
Just a few minutes ago, or a few moments ago, rather, you noticed that Plum and Jackie both have the ability to score. And here's yet another big shot by a big-time player to really get her going. There's still plenty of basketball to be played.
Clark's starting to heat up a little bit here. Indiana needing stops on this end of the floor. Stokes launches, and this is on a three ball. She can hit those, but Indiana probably okay with that shot. Clark behind the back. And traveling on Indiana. They've come here in the first 5 minutes of the third. It's a good sign for Indiana. Wilson switch on to Clark, tries to attack her. Plum driving into Mitchell, who sticks right with her. Extra pass, it's Clark open for three. Oh, you barely ever get away with that. She is a sharp shooter, but Beaver luck out, get a miss. Clark, backdoor, Holt comes down with an extra pass to Smith. Might have had a moment with Vegas out of position there, couldn't take advantage. Clark spinning inside, fading. Young rises and misses on a three ball. The Aces have done such a good job of getting back defensively. Mitchell putting on the moves. 19 points, all of those came in the first half.
I'm glad you mentioned that tempo. They struggle, they don't play as well, but here is a huge steal, which again, they play so well in transition. Not only because you get easy buckets, quick buckets, but it almost feels them. Sometimes on a made bucket, they're still pushing it out to run. So that's what you want to see, especially on that defensive end. See if you can get some stops and easy scores.
So Clark has pulled Indiana back within 8. Young probing, leaning in, no whistle. That was knocked out of bounds off of Hull. That was a great shot underneath the basket there. The degree of difficulty on that layup was a lot more difficult than I think and a lot of people realized live. She kind of tried to wrong foot Asia Wilson there as she was going to the rim.
He was a great shot blocker, so you really had to try to get that timing a little bit different so that she can go and make a difference.
Boston hounding Wilson, and Clark with the good closeout. Indiana starting to sink their teeth in just a little bit defensively here.
And now this is important of why Aces are a good team as well. You can be able to switch 2 or 3 different defenders on Clark. Now Tiffany Haynes is guarding, who's extremely athletic, but you're going to be able to give that break to Jackie Young.
Boston backing in and laying it in. Indiana back within 6. It's the closest the Fever have been in the second half.
Great basketball school, but being able to not only produce basketball MVPs, but along with great character, high passionate players.
Here is Wilson missing from the mid-range. In fact, Bentley comes down with a rebound, and Clark turns on the Jets. Clark off the screen, drives inside, and the bank shot is good.
It is electric. I love that downhill. The shot's not falling. How can I score different ways to get my teammates in a better position?
11 points in the third quarter here for Caitlin Clinton 4, a team who was down by 13. Wilson with the handoff to Young. Sydney Colson driving on Clark. Clark sticks with her. Feed inside. It's Tiffany Hayes with the shot clock at 1.
Man, the degree of difficulty on that pass. I mean, everybody was in the lane with all kind of hands. Being able to really spread that, get it to her teammates, set her up for success. I think that was great.
Aces went 3 minutes, 15 seconds without a bucket. Looked like they might be headed for more when Hayes bails out the Aces with a beautiful move on the baseline, and now Fagbenle couldn't handle that. Hayes on the drive, falls to the floor. That's off of Clark. Now worth noting, just falling to the ground alone has explained. At the pro level, that's not a travel because it's viewed as you gain no advantage by falling to the ground.
Right. Which is huge to note. And she stayed with it even though she was on the ground. Really trying to make a play there too.
Jackie Young hit with the loose ball foul.
It warrants enough to play hard. Being able to finish out the last a little bit is key.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
And there it is. Again, one time after another, it doesn't matter. She's clapping, she's getting the fans involved. You hear it, being able to go in through the adversity. Welcome back, Peyton Clark.
14 points in the third quarter, and Clark's pulled Indiana back within 3. Young misses in the Fever with a chance to tie as Clark feeds ahead. Hull gets inside. Fagbenle couldn't finish. You can't hear the whistles in this building. But there was a foul, I think, on the whole.
Coming her signature, going out, making that move. She got it up so quick, I couldn't even stop. But being able to see that time and time, even though that is her bread and butter, I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing it.
She could do that for 15 years here, and it would never for a second get old. Just the style that she plays with, the shot making, it has brought so much excitement here to the Fever, to the WNBA this year. Indiana back within a point. Fever have only led just briefly a couple times here tonight, and not since early in the second quarter. 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Gray shot fakes the 3. Gray pulling up over Clark. Tough shots. And Gray gets it to go. That was defended well. Still some time here. Maybe one more look for Clark. And Clark can't get it off. Defended well there by Jackie Young.
Monopoly on future draft picks underscores Warriors' urgency to win now. Some teams are built to win now, others are focused on the future, and then there's the Golden State Warriors, walking a fine line between both worlds. The debate over the Warriors' direction has once again taken center stage this offseason. While the team has shown a willingness to entertain trade talks for all-star caliber players, they've hesitated to fully commit when it comes to actually acquiring them. If you need further proof that Golden State must prioritize Stephen Curry and the current window for success, look no further than a recent article by ESPN's Bobby Marks. He outlines the immense draft capital held by several teams, which further highlights the Warriors' pressing need to capitalize on the present. Certain teams hold a virtual monopoly over future drafts, underscoring that the Golden State Warriors need to seize the moment. This should be particularly alarming for teams in the Western Conference. 4 teams hold control of the next 7 drafts, each with at least 12 first-round picks, and 3 of those teams, the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs, and Utah Jazz, reside in the West. What's even more concerning is that both the Thunder and Spurs already have franchise superstars. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is in the MVP conversation, and Victor Wembanyama is poised to join him, possibly as early as next season. Meanwhile, the Jazz boasts their own all-star in Lauri Markkanen, whom the Warriors unsuccessfully tried to acquire this offseason. Oklahoma City topped the conference last season and is a strong favorite to do so again. Once Wembanyama reaches his full potential, it would take an unthinkable catastrophe or serious mismanagement to keep the Thunder and Spurs from ruling the West by the late 2020s. While the Warriors still possess 6 of their 7 future first-round picks, they owe a top 20 protected pick to the Washington Wizards in 2030, thanks to the Jordan Poole-Chris Paul trade. They're far from the most precarious position. But how will they compete with teams like OKC or the Spurs in a few years, when Curry is no longer at his peak? It would take incredible front office brilliance and a fair amount of luck. While Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski are immensely talented young players, they can't match the depth and talent stockpiled by OKC and San Antonio. The irony is that, to fully prioritize the current window, the Warriors would have to sacrifice their future draft capital, essentially giving another team more control over upcoming drafts. Mark's analysis serves as yet another reminder of the challenges Golden State will face in the years ahead and why it's crucial for the franchise to extract everything they can from their roster over the next season or two.